Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being with us on this wonderful Florida sunshiny day. It's my privilege to welcome you to today's joint hearing on the House and Senate Veterans Affairs Committees to receive testimony on the legislative priorities for the disabled American veterans. Before we get started, I have a little bit of housekeeping that we need to address, and I'd like to say, in the interest of time and in keeping with the tradition of these hearings, after hearing from myself, Chairman Blumenthal, Ranking Member Michaud, and Acting Ranking Member Heller, I'd like to ask all other committee members to waive their opening statements. There is going to be an opportunity for remarks following testimony today. Hearing no objections, so ordered. It's truly an honor for me to be here this afternoon with so many DAV members, and I thank you all for coming to the Hill once again. Due to the hard work and dedication of DAV's 1.4 million members, especially DAV service officers, veterans are provided with professional benefit counseling and claims assistance and transportation to and from VA healthcare facilities. DAV also assists with transition assistance services and on-site care at military treatment facilities, at VA medical centers and clinics, and at home. That's just to name a few of the many programs that you, DAV, provides every single day. I've witnessed many of these efforts firsthand, and I'm personally grateful to each of you for the hard work that DAV does across the country, as well as right here in Washington, D.C. On behalf of a grateful nation, thank you all for your commitment to our veterans, for your time this afternoon, and for your brave and honorable service to our nation. I now want to take a few moments to welcome several individuals who have transitioned into new leadership roles with DAV. I begin with National Commander Joseph W. Johnston, who was elected to the position at DAV's 2013 National Convention. Mr. Johnston retired from the United States Army in 1992 and subsequent to his military service has dedicated his efforts towards working with nonprofit organizations. Commander Johnston, we welcome you here today. Other new placements within the professional leadership of DAV include Navy veteran J. Mark Burgess, who now serves as Chief Executive Officer and National Adjunct. Army veteran Gary Augustine is the new Executive Director. Gary, nice to have you back. Marine Corps veteran Jim Marzowski now serves as DAV National Service Director, and his fellow Marine Corps veteran Barry Janowski leads as Executive Director of DAV National Headquarters in Cold Spring, Kentucky. Barry, good to have you back too. And with us today is Ms. Susan Miller, who was elected to the office of National Commander of the DAV Auxiliary. Ms. Miller previously served as registered nurse with the Veterans Health Administration, and I note that Ms. Miller's son, Trent, is a member of the United States Army, recently serving in his second deployment to Afghanistan. Gentlemen and Ms. Miller, thank you for your leadership and for your service. I look forward to working with each of you in your new roles and continuing to work with those of you that are continuing in the roles that you have had for a number of years. I'd also like to recognize the DAV members from my home state of Florida who may be with us today. If you can just raise your hand out so we can say hello to, isn't this just like home? This is just like home, right over here. Welcome to those from the Sunshine State. We're glad to have you here. Each of you are a credit to our state of Florida and to your communities, and I'm proud to have you here in your nation's capital. Thank you for your military service and for your ongoing service to veterans. Commander Johnston, officers and members of the DAV, you have a tremendous force behind you to accomplish the immense mission that is before each of us. Our charge, yours and mine, is to assist and oversee that the Department of Veterans Affairs carries out America's promise to those who have worn the uniform of this country. This includes ensuring that veterans receive timely, accurate, and consistent decisions when seeking service-connected disability compensation, safe and high-quality health care, and prompt access to earned benefits. And it demands that in dealing with the Department of Veterans Affairs, veterans be treated with the dignity and professionalism that is earned through honorable service to our nation. The need for oversight is crucial, but it is the need for accountability that is paramount. Speaking directly to the disabled American veterans, you and your members understand that leaders must set the example. True leaders lay out clear expectations, put others in positions to succeed. They follow through, and most importantly, they hold themselves accountable for their actions. Follow me. That is the motto of the infantry. Yet those words can be easily translated to organizational leadership at VA. When there's a mission to be accomplished, those who put themselves on the line are the leaders that others want to follow. And it is a lack of accountability that corrodes trust within a chain of command. That said, an undeniable, widespread, systematic lack of accountability exists today in the Department of Veterans Affairs. In fact, if you look at recent preventable deaths at VA medical centers, patient safety incidents and claims backlog increases, department senior executives who presided over negligence and mismanagement are more likely to have received a bonus than punishment. It is a leadership model that is primed for failure. So today, I ask for your support of a measure that I have introduced, H.R. 4031, the Department of Veterans Affairs Management Accountability Act of 2014. This bill would provide tools to the Secretary of Veterans Affairs to better manage senior executive service employees, those who are directly responsible for the day-to-day success or failure of VA programs. H.R. 4031 would give the Secretary the power to hold leaders accountable when they fail to perform their duties in a manner that properly serves the veterans entrusted to their care. DAV, you know leadership, and I hope that you will support this bill and work with us to empower the Secretary to lead VA into the future. And I also want to comment on something from your written remarks. You noted that the department, specifically the Veterans Benefits Administration, has exhibited reduced transparency and openness of late. I can assure you that this shift has been noted by this Congress, and I will underscore these ongoing concerns to the Secretary. If VA is to effectively carry out its duties, the department, as well as Congress and veteran service organizations, must be open to candid and honest conversation. I'll be paying close attention to the matters of transparency as VBA pushes towards 2015, and I encourage you to continue your dialogue with Congress and VA to the maximum extent possible. I look forward to hearing your testimony today, and I am certain that we will work together over the coming months on many items that are on your list of legislative priorities. But before I yield my time, I want to touch upon one specific area that you have noted is a top priority for DAV in 2014. That is the expansion of advanced appropriations for the Department of Veterans Affairs. Thank you for your resounding support of H.R. 813, the Putting Veterans Funding First Act. While the Veterans Health Administration is largely shielded from budgetary impasse, other functions critical to the department and to veterans are not, including accounts for information technology as well as construction spending on vital maintenance and improvement projects. And I'm going to continue to advocate for passage of this measure as well. Gridlock must not compromise the functionality of the Department of Veterans Affairs. There's great work ahead for all of us, but with your help, I am confident that there is also great potential for success for America's veterans. Thank you once again for being here today, and I now yield time to my colleague and friend from the Senate, Chairman